subscriber.
Live on TNT Sports, let's now welcome to the ring, Joe the Juggernaut Joyce.
So here's the big juggernaut back in the ring and eager to prove the tank's not empty. The bang from Zhang slowed him down, but with the red-hot heavyweight division providing big fights on big nights, Joe Joyce wants in on the action. Tonight, it's huge for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Unibet. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge Matt Harris, timekeeper Tony Dunkerley. Our 3 judges assigned, all from England, will be Chris Dean, Steve Gray, and Terry O'Connor. Our referee in charge will be Kevin Parker of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black with red and weighed in officially at 17 stone. A native of Birmingham, he is now fighting out of Rotherham, Yorkshire, England, and has a professional record consisting of 21 wins, 2 defeats, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former IBF European Heavyweight Champion, Kash Ali! And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing white with blue and black and weighed in officially at 20 stone, 6 pounds. Hailing from Putney, London, England, he was a 2016 Olympic silver medalist and now as a professional has a record of 15 wins, 2 defeats, with 14 of his 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former British, Commonwealth, European, and WBO interim heavyweight world champion, Joe the Juggernaut Joyce!
Obey my commands at all times, above all, protect yourselves at all times. Turn around to touch gloves.
So the referee, Kevin Parker, dwarfed by the 2 men who both stand 6'6". The rebuild and the reboot begins for Joe Joyce. What does the Juggernaut have left? How much scar tissue did the Zhang defeat leave behind? At the age of 38, is he still a viable heavyweight at the top end of the division? For Kash Ali, it's a chance to take a big step forward, a night that can change his boxing career. So important, this one, to both of them, but none more so, Richie, than Joe Joyce.
Absolutely. He needs a big display here tonight, Joe Joyce. He needs to make a statement, he needs to look good. And on that front foot, back to winning ways for Kash Ali. He's a heavyweight, you never know in this game. He's just got to try and catch Joe with a big shot. I don't think he's going to outpoint Joe Joyce. So maybe look for a shot early on, like that one there, which is not too far away. But yeah, he's up against it most definitely. But Joe Joyce has got to look good tonight, Fletch.
Joe Joyce, a career heaviest in there tonight, 6 pounds heavier than his second fight with Gilles Zhang, and he's 3.5 stones heavier than Kash Ali in there tonight. I think the big question is the punch resistance. We've always just presumed that Joe Joyce can take anything. That wasn't the case against Gilles Zhang. He's convinced there's still plenty left. He wants a piece of the heavyweight pie, but he simply has to impress tonight, come through it, get the win, and show everybody that there's enough left.
Decent jab there from Kash Ali. Got to try and find that right hand over the top. I think once Joe Joyce finds the body, then the question mark will be over Kash Ali, how far he can go in this contest, because we know Joe, he's big downstairs with those uppercuts, and that's what he'll try and do, back Kash Ali up and then switch the attack downstairs.
First strains of Delilah inside the arena from the Nathan Heaney fans who are looking forward to the top of the bill. And so far in this opening round, it's been Joe Joyce coming forward and pushing Kash Ali backwards. Out for the first time since September, when he was stopped in the third round at Wembley by Gilles Zhang. The 2 defeats last year, the first 2 of his professional career. And he says tonight is about a good win and getting people talking about him positively again.
Got to keep that left hand nice and high, Joe Joyce. You see Kash Ali just sitting back, just waiting for the opportunity to land that right hand over the top. So it's got to be a cautious approach from Joyce with that jab, and then, like I say, switch downstairs with the body shots.
Body shot from Ali. He hasn't thrown too much in the first round. Joe Joyce yet to really catch him clean. It's been a stalking job in the main in this first round for the Juggernaut. He just looks to try and let his hands go towards the end of it.
Come on, rip him up, bro. Let him test it, bro. Let's go. What is it, okay? Don't hang around.
Welcome back to Birmingham. That's Steve Broughton in Joe Joyce's corner these days. There's been a change after the Zhang defeats. He's the one with the resume. He's been in with a better opposition. Ali sparred the likes of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury and says he's faster and more mobile, but of course the standard of fighter that Joyce has been in with is significantly better. And he does know that he's here as the whipping boy tonight. He's in there, Kash Ali, to make Joe Joyce look good. He sparred with him back in 2019, and he did say, Richie, in the build-up, that the manner of the Zhang defeats have just given him the confidence to go in there tonight and try and cause the surprise.
Yeah, absolutely, and why not? This is a little bit better from big Joe Joyce, using that lead hand just to measure things. Kash Ali, you know, he's in survival mode right from the word go here. You can see what he's doing, staying on the outside and just trying to land the odd shot, the odd right hand over the top. But Joe Joyce has probably got to up the tempo here.
Joe Joyce is coming forward, Richie, with the intention to do damage, but he's not really letting his hands go to this point. He's been pretty tentative.
Yeah, tentative.
Now, Joe Joyce.
Yeah, there's the shot. You see, there's that right hand over the top from Ali. That was a good punch indeed.
Of course, one thing we don't know is how psychologically damaging the Zhang defeats were. Only Joe Joyce knows what he feels like when he's in there.
See, Ali can't afford to stay in that corner. He's got to move.
There's the shot from Ali that bounces off the head of Joe Joyce. He's always been susceptible to that overhand right, and he's always taken it remarkably well. It's only the Zhang defeats that makes you wonder whether that's still going to be the case.
I mean, everyone can see it coming, but that just bounced off Joe, didn't it?
Fast hands from, go.
Well, he's won 21 of his 23 fights, 2 defeats. He's stopped 12 of his opponents. Joe Joyce just having a long, lingering look into the crowd here.
Yeah.
Still feels to me, Richie, as though he's in the feeling out process, Joe Joyce.
Yeah, he's warming more into the contest. But you see, there's the right hand. You know it's going to come. I think Joe Joyce has got to step on the gas here and really just go for it. Oh, that was a crunching body shot there.
Yeah,
that left hook to the body.
Overhand right as well, though, before that, from Kash Ali. And Richard Towers in his corner is just simply shouting, do it again, do it again, because they know it's there all the time. The final few seconds of the second round. This one's scheduled for 10 at heavyweight.
Maybe give him a little feint first, and then let your combination. Don't just walk onto him, okay? But you're looking for the counter, and that's perfect, right?
Instructions for Joe Joyce from Steve Broughton. You've seen a couple of rounds then of the Joe Joyce comeback. What have you made of him to this point?
Tentative, cautious approach, probably too cautious. To be expected, probably, obviously, because of the Zhang defeats. But nevertheless, I think now, you know, yeah, I'm expecting this. He's got to up the tempo, Joe Joyce. He's had a look at his opponent, who's in survival mode, who's just trying to land the odd right hand over the top. So you know the tactic there. But put on a bit more pressure now and put him under. Start throwing more leather. That's what Joyce has got to do.
Needs to be a bit more aggressive, start to let the punches go. Kash Ali backed into his own corner with his coach Richard Towers bellowing instructions behind him. Joe Joyce just falling short with a lot of these punches.
And what you can't afford to do, Fletch, is for Joe Joyce, you can't afford to give Kash Ali any confidence, because that's what's happening. Working better with his jab, Kash Ali, off those ropes. He's expecting Joe Joyce to come at him more and more. And the longer this goes, the more he'll fancy it. So Joe Joyce, like I say, he's got to up the tempo a little bit and really make it uncomfortable for Kash Ali, who at this stage is boxing on the back foot and he's doing his job.
Seems like there's an element of building the confidence of Joe Joyce early in this fight, maybe convincing himself that he can still do it. It's okay going through a training camp and doing the sparring, but there's nothing like the real thing.
Couple of decent shots there from Joe Joyce. They didn't seem a lot, but just the body language of Kash Ali. Goes for a walk. He's trying to, again, right hand over the top, belting shot, bounces off Joyce and fires him into action.
That's better, though, from Joe Joyce, backing Kash Ali to the ropes and letting his hands go.
I mean, he's not devastating, Joe Joyce, but they're clubbing shots. Every one he throws,
and he's a big man,
power behind him.
It's over 20 stone that's behind them when they land.
Clubbing shots.
I don't want to get too technical, that's better. I don't want to get too technical, but it always does surprise me why, over the course of his career, someone's not worked out how to help him avoid that overhand right.
Yeah.
It's the one big hole in the Joe Joyce defence.
Yeah, sometimes a little bit too predictable going forward. That's his problem. You know he's going to jab. And then obviously the opponent's just throwing the right hand over the top. Sometimes you're beating him to the punch.
There's the bell, not too far for Kash Ali to walk, but Roger at the end of that round being fought in his corner. So Brad Pauls has a big chance tonight up against Nathan Heaney. Let's hear from him. Up against Nathan Heaney for the British middleweight title. After this one, you're going to see Liam Davis fighting for the IBO Super Bantamweight title against Eric Robles. This is Joe Joyce on the comeback trail in the ring against Kash Ali. And we're into the fourth round of 10 here at heavyweight. Just trying to work out, Richie, how the balance between Joe Joyce just needing to win tonight and Joe Joyce needing to look good in doing so.
Well, yeah, he needs both, doesn't he? But for me, tonight, like I said at the start, I think he needed to look good. And at this stage, he's not looking that good, to be quite honest. But now he's sprung into action. I think his corner will have told him to get on that front foot. This is better work. This is the Joe Joyce that we want to see. Sustained pressure, switching the attacks, head to body.
Starting to sustain the attacks and throw more punches, heavier shots. Kash Ali backed into his corner. There's that looping right hand again that he feels like he can throw at will.
But these shots downstairs, they will start taking their toll on Kash Ali. You can see the signs just getting up close, just holding on to Joe Joyce.
Solid left hand there from Joyce, but Ali got his guard held high. He said he wants to fight 3 times this year, but of course that's going to be dictated by how he does tonight and in the future. Joe Joyce, there are big fights out there for him if he's got enough left.
Yeah, massive fights, aren't there? And now with all these shows in Saudi Arabia, there's big money to be earned as well. We'll look at the 2 boxers that he's beat and where they've gone. Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois. Look at the fights they've been involved in. And earning good money, and you know, they've responded well and they've recovered from those defeats from Joe Joyce. And they've gone on to bigger and better things. So Joe Joyce got to pick himself up from those Zhang defeats. Needs to get the win tonight. And he's got to try and look good doing it. A little bit better in this round, starting to work better now and up in the tempo, going through the gears a little bit better from Joe Joyce.
From Kash Ali's perspective, though, Richie, there haven't been too many, if any, moments of crisis to this point. I mean, he's looked relatively comfortable in there, despite the fact that Joyce is the one coming forward.
But all of a sudden, these body shots can take their toll, Fletch. He's done well up to now, Kash Ali.
There's the right hand again, the sweat spraying off the head of Joe Joyce.
Let's go!
Left hand this time from Ali, who's backed into his own corner.
Dance, you fucking idiot!
One question that didn't need to be answered tonight was whether Joe Joyce still had the punch resistance, and he's taken enough right hands to this point to tell you that he can still see them bounce off him.
Yeah, he's taken a couple of big shots as Joe.
Even if you stay in front and you don't throw, just keep the pressure with your feet and make him nervous. He's wasting energy, okay?
I mean, he looks fairly nonchalant in there, Joe Joyce, doesn't he? But then again, he always does. I wonder what's going on in his mind. I mean, he's winning the rounds, but he's not winning them as convincingly as I think he maybe would have wanted to and people expected tonight.
He's just got to keep going, hasn't he, and take after the nickname, the Juggernaut. That's what he's got to do. He's got to work a little bit better with his jab, though. Keep measuring that distance and gap and just keep the pressure on. It's got to be front foot pressure from Joe Joyce. He's not a back foot fighter. No, certainly not. But that's a little bit better. There you go. And I think it's the body shots that will have the most effect. Kash Ali again just throws that wild one shot. Wasn't too bad at all.
Richie, you can almost close his eyes and just throw it. He knows it's going to land.
And everyone knows it's going to land.
Yeah, a good body shot there from Joyce. He's got some local support, Kash Ali, tonight. He was born in Birmingham. Fascinating character by his own admission. He's known as the man who bit David Price. In his early years, he worked out at the Ingle Gym in Sheffield. He's worked with the former world champion Tim Witherspoon. Now he's trying to cause an upset here against Joe Joyce and change the course of his boxing career in the process.
Yeah, he's just urging and egging Joe Joyce to come forward, but that's better work from Joyce, switching the attack again, body to head. Got to keep behind his jab, though. There you go. Behind that jab, measure the distance and then throw that right hand. Can't neglect the jab, lead hand.
Drive up to him. Let's go. Let's go right hand.
So maybe we've got to give Kash Ali a little bit more credit here. Boxing a clever fight on there on the back foot. It looks negative, but he's just waiting for the opportunity to land that single right hand over the top. And he's getting through these rounds.
Joyce missing with a lot of punches in there.
Come on, bro, boxing now, let's go.
Still really looking to land a solid one to really give Kash Ali something to think about. He continues to throw the right hand over the top.
Let's go. Let's go catch for that, bro. Come on, Kash, let's do it. Go, come on.
Joyce digging to the body and then trying to double up to the head as well. 40 seconds to go in the fifth.
Kash, take it to him now, let's go.
Every round's followed a similar pattern. Joyce on the front foot coming forward, throwing more punches, but Kash Ali still looking dangerous with that right hand over the top and still seemingly in control of what he's in there to do.
Boxing a clever fight, Kash Ali. And he's been successful with the odd shot over the top. I don't think you're going to stop Joyce coming forward. That's his style. But he's there to be hit, and occasionally Kash Ali, yeah, he's just whipping that shot over.
Well, there's the bell to end the fifth. Let's bring in Carl Frampton, who's with us tonight. Carl, what are your impressions of what you've seen from Joyce through 5 rounds tonight?
Well, I'm of the same opinion as you guys. It's not a great performance. He's winning the fight, but it's just, it looks very lackluster. I mean, Joe's never blessed with speed and agility, but everything just seems to be a bit slower and less agile tonight. He's following Kash Ali around the ring. Not applying the pressure that we normally see from Joyce, but maybe, you know, he's had them 2 back-to-back defeats from Zhang. Maybe there's conference issues there, and he just needs to get this one out of the way before he can kind of get back on the road. But at this point so far, I need to see a lot more from Joe.
Thank you, Carl. That's the way that Richie's scoring it. He's given all 5 rounds to Joe at this point. So a wide margin lead on Richie's card. I mean, it would be understandable, though, wouldn't it? The manner of the second Zhang defeat in particular, if it's knocked his confidence for 6 and he's got to rebuild it.
Yeah, well, what's that surprised me, though, Fletch? He's coming at 20 stone 6 pounds. It's the biggest we've ever seen him. And that certainly doesn't help in terms of if you want to box, I think anyway, with a bit more speed and agility, it's going to slow you down, if anything. But that's my opinion. But you know, they've opted to come in much heavier than normal, and I think it's having a detrimental effect, to be quite honest.
Richard Towers continues to bellow at Kash Ali. I think they're quite confident that their man's got enough artillery to pull something off here, and I think Richard Towers is a bit disappointed at the moment that he's not throwing the left hook followed by the right hand on a more regular basis. That's the instruction that's coming all the time.
Well, Kash Ali's growing in confidence, and so is the corner. But again, he's on that back foot, and it's just, you just see fleeting glimpses, don't you, from Kash Ali? The odd shot here and there. There's certainly not enough work coming from him to be winning the contest on the back foot. He's got to throw more. But when he does throw, yeah, he's connected with some good shots. I think the eye catches have come from him, most definitely, but there just hasn't been enough of them to win a round for me.
Halfway through the 6th, second half of the fight. Joyce working behind the jab. There's the right hand again from Ali. Went for the one over the top as well. Egged on by his corner. Joyce then landing a right himself. I mean, the issue is, Richie, we're not judging Joyce ultimately against Kash Ali tonight. We're asking the question whether he can still compete at the top end of the heavyweight division. When you think about the quality in there, the amount of good fighters at the top end, we're looking at Joyce through those eyes, aren't we, rather than against Kash Ali tonight?
Yeah, I agree with you there. And if we're looking at him through those eyes, then at 20 stone 6 pound, then I don't think he should be at that weight competing at that level, because certainly he's too easy to hit. There's no head movement, a little bit too slow on the feet. Yes, he's the juggernaut, keeps coming forward, front foot pressure, but far too easy to hit, and Kash Ali has caught him with some good shots.
Decent jump from Ali. Speared through the guard of Joe Joyce. Final few seconds of the 6th round. And there's the bell, Rich.
Yes, a little bit repetitive and no real spark there.
Take a look inside the dressing room of Liam Davis, who's on the pads. He's got Eric Robles tonight fighting for the IBO Super Bantamweight title. He can become a world champion for the first time tonight, unbeaten in 15 fights. And he's super confident at the moment, Richie, based on the run that he's on, the wins that he's had. And he looks nice and sharp in there on the pad.
Just come back here on him with the jab, okay? But once you push him, don't throw in singles, all right? Do it in combination.
What do you make of his body language and demeanour tonight?
Who, Joe? Joe's Joe, isn't he? There's not a lot. He's more or less the same in most contests. Very calm in all situations is Joe Joyce. I just think in this contest now, it's Kash Ali that's growing in the confidence. And Joe, again, similar pattern, come out that he's starting to throw more shots, and this is a little bit better. Maybe it's the corner that have said, listen, you've got to get this kid out of there.
He's always been very good at grinding the opponent down. They call him the juggernaut for a reason. He's a big man that keeps coming at you, keeps throwing shots. He can break your spirit as well when your big shots bounce off him, and that's what's been happening to Kash Ali tonight. Those right hands have found the target with great regularity, but Joyce hasn't taken a backward step. And into the 7th round here, just signs that Joyce is going to start to up the work rate, throw more shots, and really ask some questions of his opponent.
Yeah, there's a sense of urgency now, isn't there, about Joe Joyce? So that will have come from the corner. And they said, look, you've got to, you know, throw more shots here. And that's what he's doing now, Joe Joyce, starting to come forward a little bit more. He's up in the tempo, going through the gears, gets caught with a good shot there from Ali. What can Kash Ali, how can Kash Ali respond to the higher work rate from Joe Joyce?
He's landed good shots, Kash Ali, just not enough of them.
Oh, that was a good left hook all to the body there from Joe Joyce, and Kash Ali just hangs on a little bit longer. Just grabs a few vital seconds there. Yeah, left hook definitely troubled him.
Body shot again from Joyce and from Ali.
Yeah, the signs are starting to show now from Ali. He's a little bit of distress there. Again, a little left hook on the inside. Ali grabs, just holds on a little bit. This is where Joyce has got to seize the initiative here.
Yeah, first real signs of distress. Joe Joyce walking him down, throwing a lot more punches here in this round than we've seen. Big round 7 for Joe Joyce. Feels like a big moment in the fight for Kash Ali. Good work from Joyce, accurate shots to the head. Nothing really coming back now from Kash Ali, who's got his mouth open. All of a sudden, he looks as though his tank's empty.
Yeah, body shots. That's what slowed him up, Fletch. Early on in this round, good left hook to the body. That's what started the ball rolling there. Didn't really recover from it. And you should get through the round, last 10 seconds, but much better round for Joe Joyce.
It's the Nathan Heaney fans you can hear singing around the arena as Joe Joyce goes about his business, and there's the bell.
All right? Better round, okay? It's round 8. There's 3 rounds. try doubling up. Okay, rather than going left hand, right hand, go left hook head, left hook body. Okay, double them up and find the gap. It's a lovely round. I need 2-3 more rounds of that. Okay, if you keep it on, if you get it out.
So Steve Broughton saying 3 more rounds, you might need to step it up, but he agreed with us, Richie. He thought that was a better round for his man, so we'll see whether he can build on that here as they come out for the next one. If he does get a stoppage tonight against Kash Ali, he'll become the first man to stop him.
Joe Joyce now. Sorry, Kash Ali now just coming out on that front foot, so he's fighting fire with fire here. So Joe Joyce has just got to keep going and really step on the gas, but fair play to Kash Ali, and there's that right hand over the top again.
And Joyce responds with a right hand of his own. I mean, it must be quite demoralising if you're Kash Ali and you're landing that right hand as regularly as you are, and you know you're catching him clean, and he's not taking a backward step. I mean, that is typical of Joe Joyce, apart from the Zhile Zhang fight.
Yeah, bouncing off him. I'll tell you what, you know, Kash Ali's one tough guy. He really is. He's took a lot of shots now as Kash Ali. Downstairs, he's been hurt a couple of times, but he's got through the rounds. This is a big test for him now. I think Joe Joyce senses that. That's why he's up in that work rate again. Well, Kash Ali, clever kid on that back foot and just trying to bide a bit of time again.
I don't think it's overstating the point either to say that the longer the fight's gone on, the more confidence seems to have come back into Joe Joyce.
Yeah, and I thought it would be the opposite. I thought it would be Kash Ali trying to land a shot early on in the contest. Then he would have most effect. But fair play to Kash Ali as the contest has gone on also. He's grown in confidence as well, Fletch, you know, so fair play to him. But now you just get the sense that Joe Joyce is up in the tempo, and he senses that he can get a victory here now, Fletch, and get a stoppage. Let's see.
Just over a minute to go in the 8th. And one-way traffic in there, bar the occasional right hand over the top from Ali. It's the bodywork that's doing the damage in general from Joyce. That's what's slowed Kash Ali down. The work rate's drying up from Kash Ali now. He looks a tired fighter in there, Richie. It's constant, relentless, the pressure, isn't it? He's always on top of you, Joe Joyce. He never really gives you a second. Doesn't do anything flashy, doesn't do anything fast. But he's always there, right in front of you, throwing shots, and you don't get a second to breathe.
Just keeps coming. Just keeps coming. Predictable in the style, but nevertheless, why he keeps getting caught here and there. But nevertheless, very strong indeed. A good switch of attack there. 3 or 4 shots downstairs.
Kash Ali mighty relieved to hear the bell.
Take over, I could beat him, I promise you I could. Sil, put your arms down. I could beat him, bro. And you're pissing about, and I don't understand why.
You're a little bit tired. He's fucking far more tired than you are, okay? The guy doesn't want to know. He does not want to know.
Kind of feels at the moment which one's less tired. I mean, Richard Towers is saying to Kash Ali, do you want me to take over? I could beat him. What are you doing? I mean, I don't know if I've heard that before between rounds.
Richard Towers was a decent heavyweight himself, but he's just a little bit disappointed in Kash Ali on that back foot. But you know, you've got Joe Joyce in front of you, just keeps coming forward, but he thinks Kash Ali could do more.
Steve Broughton saying to Joe Joyce, you think you're tired, he's tireder than you. So 2 to go. And the riot act has been read between rounds to Kash Ali from his coach Richard Towers.
I actually agree with Steve Broughton. I think Kash Ali is more tired than Joe Joyce, and these body shots are really having an effect, and they're tiring Kash Ali. Those little shots like there, little left hooks to the body there. You see Kash Ali just trying to hold Joe Joyce, stop him punching. See, that shot there was woeful there from Joe Joyce. He's got to get closer, knows better. But that's a little bit better from him. Again, I just think it's his size. It's just let him down for me. And as I say that, he's starting to land some bigger shots now downstairs.
The juggernaut continues to plough forward. I think he'd love to get the stoppage if he can. There's a solid body shot that was whipped in by Joyce. Kash Ali in full retreat mode now. Hardly anything coming back at all. All about survival for him.
I'll tell you what though, Flex, there's not many people that I spoke to before this contest expected Kash Ali to be going into the 9th round of a 10-rounder with Joe Joyce.
A little slip in the corner.
Yeah. Fair play to Joe Joyce there. He could have just carried on, but he knew Kash Ali was in a bit of distress and slipped and stopped boxing. Good little shot there from Joyce.
Yeah, might be getting close to a finish. He's absolutely shattered. He's on shaky legs, Kash Ali. Is this the moment for Joe Joyce? Minute to go in the 9th. Nothing coming back. Kevin Parker very close to the action, taking long looks at Kash Ali. Joe Joyce continues to pile on the pressure, continues to land to head and body. Kash Ali's got 50 seconds to survive.
He'll do well to get through this, Kash Ali. The fitness seems to have disintegrated in this round. Oh, another big left hook downstairs from Joyce. Senses the victory, he's going for it here.
Nothing wrong with Joe Joyce's engine. 30 seconds to go in the 9th. Can Kash Ali get through it? Joyce continues to land. All he's done for the majority of this round is cover up and take the punishment. Joyce looking for a big shot. The cumulative effect of these punches have just ground him down the longer the fight's gone on.
Yeah, especially the body shots. Short left hooks on the inside.
Well, he does manage to hear the bell.
Enjoying it, bro. Enjoying it. Enjoying getting beat up, bro. Stood there getting beat up. Stood there getting beat up, bro. Fucking pussy. Fucking pussy. Yeah. Yeah. Stood there feeling sorry for yourself. Nothing's gonna fucking change it. Put your head up. Put your head up and look at me. Listen to me. Listen to me. What are you gonna do this round? You said that last round. So look back. Look back.
Well, apologies for the language in there, but I mean, Richard Towers is doing everything he possibly can to try and, if there's 10% left in Kash Ali, he's trying to drag it out. I mean, I don't know what people think about the method, but I mean, that's the way he's gone about it. That's the way he thinks he can press his buttons with a round to go.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of mixed views on that, won't there? But Kash Ali, like I said, who would have thought he'd have got to the 10th round in this contest? I certainly didn't, and a lot of people didn't either.
It'll be fascinating to know what the feedback is on the messages that have been given between rounds in the Kash Ali corner. I mean, I've got to say, I think he's been really brave in there. I mean, he's on a hiding to nothing, really.
Yeah. He's one tough kid, Kash Ali.
There's the right hand that detonates off the head of Joe Joyce and just bounces clean off him.
Yeah, and again, and that's what Richard Towers wants, isn't it? And he knows he can produce that shot.
Joyce digs to the body, then to the head. Every time he lands a body shot now, you can see him wins Kash Ali. Can he get the final round stoppage? He's only been the distance once, Joe Joyce. That was against Brian Jennings. Stopped Daniel Dubois in the last round, Joseph Parker in the 11th, but he might well have to go the distance here based on the sheer bravery in there of Kash Ali, who's looked absolutely shattered for about 3 rounds now, but he's in there hanging on through sheer fighting spirit.
Sheer bottle has got him through this, Kash Ali. He's been hurt several times in these last 2 or 3 rounds. And he's just got through it, hasn't he?
Well, if it does go the distance, it's going to be a wide margin points win for Joe Joyce, and he is going to be successful on his comeback after those back-to-back defeats against Zhilei Zhang. You're almost kind of rooting for Kash Ali now to hear the final bell, though, aren't you?
To get him over the line.
Just over a minute to go. Joyce continues to come forward. Ali up on his toes, digging deep, trying to find a little bit more. He'll see it as a real success if he can hear the final bell. He'll also wonder tonight when he turns the light off, having hit him clean so many times with the right hand, why he couldn't maybe cause a sensation.
Yeah, another good shot there. Yeah, there was a good left hook that went in from Kash Ali as well. Joe Joyce just taking his foot off the gas in this last round, and you expected him to pour it on, and maybe he's feeling the pace. Referee not happy about something there.
He's almost got to get, well, he has got to get on his tiptoes, hasn't he, Kevin Parker?
Yeah.
Even try and look them in the eye. Into the final 30 seconds. Joyce continues to attack. There's the right hand again from Ali and from Joyce. That was a good shot, short shot, he's down. And he's going to have to find anything he's got to try and get back to it. Oh, he's countered out. He tried his best to get up. Joe Joyce gets the stoppage. And it was a beautiful, short, sharp punch that put Kash Ali down. And the Juggernaut, with a smile on his face, can celebrate the victory as he takes the first step along the road to putting the Zhilei Zhang defeats behind him. He gets a stoppage win on his comeback against Kash Ali.
Well, you know, overall, he won't be pleased with that performance at all, Joe Joyce. He's got the stoppage, yes, he needed that, certainly, but it was just a shame for Kash Ali that he couldn't hear that final bell, because he probably deserved it, what he'd gone through. But overall, I thought, coming in at 20 stone, 6 pounds, I think it's too heavy. He was far too slow. Not a good performance, and yet he's won every round. So, you know, there'll be people out there who are critical of that in terms of how slow he was tonight, but he's won, and he's won convincingly. So, but I think for me, he's got to be lighter, Fletch. He really has. He was far too slow. He was hit with far too many right hands over the top from Kash Ali. Almost every time he threw that shot, it hit Joe Joyce, and for me, it wasn't a good performance, but the win was very important, obviously.
Richie, I've got to ask you, and I've got to ask you this kind of as an aside before Thomas gives the official result. Give me your view on what was being said to Kash Ali between rounds by Richard Towers. I've got to say, I've heard a lot of things said in corners, but some of that tonight surprised me, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, it surprised me as well, but he knows his boxer better than anyone, you know, and he seemed to be very strict with him in there, and obviously they put a lot of work into the sparring, and he wasn't happy with him, but I certainly was, because he got through that, and it was just unfortunate and very unlucky he didn't get to the end.
Kash Ali was brave, but Joe Joyce is the winner. Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 2 minutes 53 seconds of round number 10. Our referee, Kevin Parker, reaches the count of 10. Therefore, your winner by way of knockout, Joe the Juggernaut Joyce.
So the big Juggernaut is back. Joe Joyce is the winner. His first step along the road is a successful one. Now we wait and see what the rest of 24 has in store for him.
Yeah, he's back, but he certainly left that one late. Steve, I just want you to give me your reaction.